this is your host of the Power Hour this week, Todd McDaniels. These are my guests. This is Miss Erica. What's your last name?
Erica Thompson.
See, I'm terrible with guest last names. And
I'm Michael Alperin.
yeah, and today we're going to discuss the policies of this actual beautiful school called Old Westbury. And are you guys commute or are you residents?
Well, I commute.
Okay.
I commute also.
Okay, so you guys don't necessarily know the residential policies of certain things.
No.
So, what if I told you you're 21 years old or over and you can't drink? Like, how would you feel?
I would still drink.
How would you feel?
Well, I don't drink, but I guess if I were to drink, I would feel like, why are they telling me what to do?
So, what if I told you we could give you a dormitory room and there might be leaks in the ceiling and every time it rains it just comes down on your bed? How would you feel?
Upset.
I'd be a little butthurt about that.
How would you feel if I told you we'll eat the same entire cafeteria food every day? Pizza, eggs, French fries.
I actually like the food, to be honest with you. I used to be in the Navy, so this food's like gold compared to. So I always hear people complaining about the food, but I'll eat like 6 plates of it.
So yeah, I dig that. I dig that.
You know.
So I feel your whole food perspective, but what if like you're paying thousands of dollars for certain things, and you have a butler or whatever? Let's use Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, for example.
Okay.
If Jeffrey made the same food every day for Uncle Phil or Will, do you think he would still have a job or?
Oh no, you want better quality if you're paying for something, definitely. But
Right. And
yeah.
nobody wants to eat the same thing every single day because some people have different preferences. So if you're serving the same thing every day, then you're going to get some people who just won't eat at all.
How do you guys feel about the stop and frisk policy in New York, which was abolished?
I mean, I don't really have like a specific stance on it, but I definitely, agree with the opposition of it. So being that they did away with it, that's definitely a good thing because you don't want people, feeling uncomfortable just from randomly walking and then looking a certain way, and then having to be searched for no reason.
How would I feel if that is actually implemented on this college campus? There is stopping and frisk.
When someone puts their hands on me, I put my hands on them.
I think it would.
That's very honest.
I feel like it would go to a next level, and like a lot of people would just be violated. It just wouldn't. No.
Yeah, it takes away your rights as an individual if someone's going to, break your personal bubble just because you're wearing a jacket that's a little longer while it's snowing out. I'm supposed to be warm right now. I'm cold, so I look, skeptical to you.
Exactly.
Not a fan of that.
Yeah, it's terrible. How do you guys feel? So when y'all commute, whatever, do you come in your cars or do you have to take the shuttle or anything like that?
I usually take the bus.
The shuttle bus?
Yeah.
Do you think that's sufficient timing, like the way they schedule it?
Sometimes it's hard because I know it can't be perfect all the time, but if like one bus is running late, it'll affect everything and throw everything off. So I complain about it sometimes, but at the same time, it is helpful.
How would y'all feel if I tell you the smallest shuttle bus is actually used during the weekends, during the most important time of actually leaving?
Well, I've been on the small shuttle bus when it was like really crowded, and it's annoying, to be honest. I mean, I'm grateful for it, but it's kind of annoying.
What clubs are you guys actually associated with on campus, if you are?
Well, I'm vice president of World Changers, a Christian organization.
Kudos.
So that's really like the only club. Since I commute, it's hard for me to be a part of a lot, but that's one club that I'm a part of.
Part of the radio department, and then I'm just checking this out to see if I like it,
Oh yeah, me too. I have my own radio show. I just plugged in myself. But yeah, so do you figure that you have to search for these clubs, or like these are something that it's like out in the open, it's publicized, and if you didn't have an interest in these certain things, like you would know about it,
I feel as if it's definitely publicized depending on your major, because for media communications, which I'm sure you are as well. In certain classes, they inform you, check out the television club, the radio department, so they inform you of it, but then it's up to you to go and seek it out, because they give you the information where it's located, so on and so forth. So,
So if I tell you guys that like there's people that are like seniors in the school or juniors in the school that never knew we had a radio station or a TV station or club, you think it's laziness?
Yeah,
or
definitely lazy. Because if you're in the school for 4 years and you don't know something's going on, that's your own fault. You're not making yourself, taking initiative of your education because you're paying to come here. It's part of your tuition to join a club. Why aren't you not, taking advantage of that?
That makes sense. So how do you guys feel about the snow day policies? The fact that they're saying there might not be a spring break, or there might be a shorter spring break, or there might be a longer semester. There might be a longer semester because we had snow days, which one Wednesday it actually didn't snow.
Right.
They better not cancel that spring vacation. I need that.
I don't think that would be fair.
It's definitely something
Absolutely
that's needed,
not
right?
fair, yeah.
Especially for some of the students that actually haven't went home. Like I haven't went home since I've been here. And it's like, that's my family time.
Right.
It's like, when am I gonna be with my family? It kind of makes no sense. And it's like, it's not my fault it snows. It's snowing right now. Like, gives them no warranty.
Especially if you live on campus, so then it's snowing and then classes are canceled. You're stuck here. So then you're here, even longer for no reason.
Exactly. Do y'all live in the Long Island area? Like how
I
did?
do.
So when Sandy actually occurred, like it really affected you.
I
right?
lived on the South Shore, yeah. So Sandy hit me pretty hard. I had a manhole in my street spitting water out about 4 feet high. I had a fish in my driveway.
So if I told you like during that time of Sandy, that this school actually had like food at like a first come first served basis, electricity at a first come first served basis, how would you feel about that idea?
It's absolutely unacceptable, because you have to support however many people that you have, on campus. If they're living, you legally have to provide. And first come, first serve. So I'm sorry if I'm not hungry right now, and then I'm hungry 5 minutes later, and the sandwich not there, so I'm not going to eat. It's ridiculous.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what actually kind of happened. There was only electricity in the campus center. So like people would be there like camped out overnight, just staying there, plugging in their stuff.
Hoarding all the sandwiches.
Yeah, hoarding all the sandwiches. Like the actual juice or whatever was flavored water. Yeah. It felt like Katrina. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to knock anybody that was in New Orleans, but it literally felt like that. Like, it was ridiculously bad. So if you guys could make any kind of like change in the school, like what would it be exactly?
Well, if you're paying, I would just say that as far as the food goes, they should definitely, because from when I'm there, if I go there and I'm there for an hour and a half, that omelet line that you see, why don't they do something else with it? Instead of closing it, why don't you do that into like a little burger station or something? You have the ovens right there, the stovetops. Or instead of doing, omelets for breakfast, why don't they do a lunch special, like a specialty or something, You're paying for it, they should provide it.
I guess I'm more like focused on appearance. So like the places where like nobody really goes, those like hallways that are just not cute, that are just not pretty. I don't know, just like, make the school more beautiful. And I know they're working on stuff they've been working on for a long time, but just the appearance I would change and adding to the campus, because there's a lot of land, but like 3 buildings.
Yeah, speaking of land, I wanted to actually ask you, do you guys know who owned this land before the school was actually implemented in 1965? It was a billionaire named F.A. Clark, if y'all guys know the Clark Center.
Oh, okay.
He was an equestrian, and he owned this land before the school was here or whatever, so he put it in his will that he gave it to the state of New York. So the fact that we never even taught about him. Like, I just know the Clark Center. Everybody just knows the Clark Center. You kind of don't know the name of it. You don't know that he had a mentally challenged daughter.
Really?
And his mentally challenged daughter actually lives in the president's mansion, I believe, or where his residence is. And it's like, we don't know any of that stuff. We just know Panther Pride Week, and like, it's kind of, I don't know.
No, I agree with that, because if it's put on the grounds and it was here first, it's why are we learning about the pilgrims that came before us? You know, it's the same concept.
Exactly. And like, what if I told you that this was actually like Indian land too?
I believe that. It's it's all preserved.
Yeah.
You know, they can. There's so much, like when you come on the campus and you take that street up before you come into the main parking lot, there's so much more land. You know, even by the dormitories, they could put another facility for recreational use over there. You know, there's just so much room. They make a lot of money. Just do something with it.
Exactly. And how do you feel about the parking situation?
Parking situation is terrible. Are you kidding? I had to park in a spot that's not a spot, and it's snowing, so it covered over the yellow lines.
It's understandable. And especially the fact that you have to pay for a ticket, you know, to have it in the back of your car, just to prove that you know.
It's crazy.
It's ridiculous. So is this your first college experiences for both of you guys?
No, this is my second. I'm actually a transfer student, and this is my third semester here. You know, I started older. I'm 26 now. Okay. So, I mean, you know, but I just knowing what I know now compared to how I was, it's just the things that go on are unacceptable compared to, you know, when you're younger, you just, I'm finally out of my parents' house, you know, I'll deal with it even though I'm not getting certain things that I should be. You know, you're just happy to be out and on your own, but in reality, you should be accommodated better.
Exactly. You know? And how do you guys feel about the accountability in the school? Because, like, I could say, for personal example, I would speak to Bursar and they'll say, don't speak to me, speak to financial aid. And then you speak to financial aid and they'll say, don't speak to me, speak to registrar, which has nothing to do with the whole situation.
No one seems to want to help you,
Yeah, like, how do you feel about that?
And they're all three right there and you're just doing circles.
Exactly. You share the same office, how you don't know each other. I don't understand.
Exactly. You're split by a glass divider. You see faces.
So how y'all feel? It's just completely like ludicrous, right? It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. I guess I don't mind because at least they know if they're sending me the right person, that's fine. You know, if they're like, no, I can't help you at all, then I'll be like, okay, I don't know what to do. But if they're directly telling me to go somewhere, then that's cool with me. If it's a lot, then that would get kind of stressful. But
all right, let me give you a hypothetical situation. You go to a financial aid advisor and they tell you, I don't know anything about scholarships, but I'll tell you what a federal loan is or a bank loan is. Do you think that should be in their job description to refer that or to look up scholarships for you?
I don't know.
Well, like I say that for example because to me when I think of financial aid advisors, I think of people that look out the best way that you could pay for school without paying out of pocket or without getting into debt. So I think of scholarships.
Okay, yeah.
So I'd say that hypothetical situation because I went to an advisor and all she did was tell me private loans and things like that, but this school actually offers scholarships, but they don't pop.
Well, I have a similar example for you because I used to be in the Navy and I'm still trying to get my GI Bill. No one wants to seem to help me with my GI Bill. They tell me go to financial aid, go to registrar, go to Bursar. Who am I filling out this form? You know, it's one form, you all work together. You process it, then it goes to you, then it goes to you. So, you know, they need to change their system.
How do you guys feel about Sallie Mae? I don't know if y'all take out loans, but the idea of Sallie Mae, like Sallie Mae is a loan distribution company that a lot of people take loans out, student loans out for.
Sallie Mae is like a monopoly. It's everyone, you know, everyone across the country seems to be paying Sallie Mae. You know, people that have gone to school 20 years ago in different schools, Sallie Mae, not even SUNY schools, you know, and they're so quick to give out the loan, and then when you don't pay them, they're gonna harass you.
I'm sorry for being rude. What are you guys' majors, by the way?
I major in psychology.
Psychology.
Media communications.
Okay, so with psychology, you're banking on getting a job right after school, right?
Yes.
So if I came to you and say, if you don't get a job in 6 months, you have to pay me $8,000, how would you feel?
If I don't get a job in 6 months?
In 6 months after you graduate.
Scared.
This is exactly what Sally Mae does to you. I just wanted to give you that example. That
I'd run away.
Yeah. Like with the job market nowadays, you know, psychology is great. It's amazing. If you could land that job, that's great. But the way the competition is nowadays, it don't matter if you got a master's, a doctorate, whatever you got, you have to make sure you have that job, you know? It's harder to get a job, but it's kind of easier to get an education, which is kind of weird. Like, how do you guys feel about online colleges, like University of Phoenix?
I have a hard time with Angel as is.
Yeah.
So I don't, and then you're going to go to Blackboard. You're confusing me.
Exactly.
So I don't want to do any, you know, just give me one program. I have a hard enough time learning that, and then give me 3 others, you're going to give me an aneurysm.
Yeah, exactly, because like when I took college algebra, I actually had to do it online and stuff like that, and you're like, what? I'm used to calculators. But I'm so glad to have you guys on the show to like just branch out these ideas and just publicize these thoughts and stuff like that. Once again, I'm not bashing this school. I love old Westbury. But yeah, there's just a lot of policies and things that got to get changed, and we can't have change if we're not going to address it. So I'm the host, Todd McDaniels. This is Erica. This is
Michael Alperin.
Mike.
Yeah.
And you know, we're about to be out, you know, OUT, like OUT, Power Hour. It's great.